It's the end of the game and you're up to bat with the game on the line. If you get a hit, you win. But if you get out, the game's over. You're walking up to the batter's box and your mind is on fire with every possible thought running through your brain, good and bad. Your hands are getting sweaty and your muscles are tensing up from the pressure of the situation. Your nerves are going crazy and you don't know how to control them. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about if you've ever played any type of sport before. In today's Bullpen Bulletin, I'm giving players my top 5 best tips on how to calm your nerves in pressure situations so you can own the moment instead of letting your nerves take you over. Hey team, Coach Hart here with Building Better Baseball, the best place for baseball education. If you're a youth player or a coach and you'd like to take your game to the next level, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm here every week to help you be the best you can be on the field. And if this is your first video, I'd like to say welcome to the Building Better Baseball team. And I'm giving away a free guide at the end of this video to help you level up your game, so be sure to stick around so you don't miss out. And before we get into the list, I want to say that I use the example of batting in this video as a pressure situation. But these tips can be used for any position when you're feeling pressure. And now, let's make sure you master your nerves in every situation. Tip number 1 is breathing. There's a reason I put breathing first on this list. It's because it's the easiest and the most natural thing that you can do whenever you're feeling under pressure. Breathing is something that we do all day, every day to live. But no one ever thinks about breathing at all when we do it. It just happens. Our brain tells our body to breathe automatically on purpose, so we don't have to think about it and we can think about other things we have to do. Can you imagine if we actually had to think actively about every breath that we take? We wouldn't have the brain space to think about anything else. But that's exactly what you should do when you're trying to calm your nerves. When your nerves are going crazy and your mind is on fire with all of the thoughts of what could happen, you have to get those thoughts out of your mind so you can focus on performing. If you focus your attention on your breathing, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You won't have the brain space to think about anything else and your mind will be wiped clean of all those thoughts. You see major leaguers do this all the time. They step out of the batter's box, they close their eyes, and they take 1 or 2 deep breaths. In that moment, they're realizing that their mind is going crazy and they have to slow it down. So they take a step out and they focus just on their breath. And this is not a strategy just for baseball. You can use this in the classroom too when you're about to take a big test or when you're about to give a big speech or anything like that. Focusing on your breath will force you to only think about your breathing and clear your mind of everything else. Tip number 2 is having positive thoughts and having an I can mindset. I believe in this tip the most out of anything on this list because if you've watched any other videos that I've made, you've heard me say that your mind is powerful. It has the power to lift you up and help you believe that you can accomplish anything, but it also has the power to bring you down and convince you that you can't do anything. Always make sure that you have positive self-talk, especially in pressure situations. In those moments of pressure, you want everything working for you, not against you. If you're walking up to the batter's box and you're saying, "Man, I hope I get a hit," or "Man, this is a lot of pressure, I don't know if I can do it," or "Man, he's throwing really hard and I've already struck out 3 times today. There's no way I can hit it now." All of that negative self-talk is filling your mind with doubt and you have no confidence. You're already thinking of the worst outcomes and you are stacking everything against yourself before you even step into the box. The pressure alone is enough stacked against you already. You don't want to be adding to it. When you're walking up to the batter's box, you have to be very aware of what you're saying to yourself. Make sure it sounds something like, "I can't wait to crush this ball," or "I'm ending this game right now and I can't wait to hit in the winning run," or "Even though I haven't gotten a hit yet today, that doesn't mean that I can't hit, and right now is the perfect time for my first hit." Do you see the difference in those choice of words? When you have positive self-talk, you're building confidence in yourself and you're stacking all the power on your side. All you need to do is believe that you can, and you will. Tip number 3 is to make sure you clear your mind. This tip is definitely much easier said than done, and it's going to take some practice before you get good at it. This tip kind of goes hand in hand with tip number 1 when we talked about breathing. The whole idea behind clearing your mind is just to focus only on the task at hand. Focus only on your job and what you need to do, nothing else. The pressure of the situation will have your mind going in all sorts of different ways, thinking about all the scenarios that could possibly happen. But all of this thinking takes away from the thing that you actually need to do, which is to make solid contact and hit the ball. That's your only job. That's the only thing that you need to be thinking about. When you find your mind going in all sorts of different directions, take a moment, take a deep breath, and in that deep breath, visualize yourself hitting the ball. That's it. Visualize that ball coming in, see yourself swinging, see yourself making contact, and see yourself driving the ball. That's it. Focusing on the task at hand and clearing your mind will help minimize the pressure of the situation. Tip number 4 is trust your mechanics. Let me ask you a question. Is there any difference between hitting the ball in the last inning with 2 outs with the winning run on second and hitting the ball in batting practice? In both situations, you're just hitting the ball. Now, I know that the batting practice speed is a lot slower and usually it comes right down the middle, but the overall action of both situations of hitting the ball is the same. Always trust your mechanics. You've taken countless swings in your life and hit countless baseballs with a bat. You've built up your swing mechanics where you don't have to think about the action of swinging anymore. You just do it. Trust yourself. Trust the work that you've put in to get better and trust that you can hit the ball. Some players get up to bat in pressure situations and it's like they've never swung the bat before, like they forgot how to hit. Have the confidence in yourself that the mechanics that you've been sharpening your whole career will come through for you, and your swing will happen naturally without you thinking about it. When you step into that box, remind yourself that you've hit hundreds and hundreds of baseballs to prepare for this moment, and trust your mechanics. Tip number 5, the last tip, is to focus only on doing your job. When you get into the batter's box, it's very easy to start thinking about everybody else and the jobs that they need to do. You'll think about the base runners and you'll say, I hope when I hit this ball to the outfield, my teammate on third base remembers to tag up. Or, I hope my teammates on the base paths remember how many outs there are. You could think about every situation where someone else has a job to do and you hope that they do it. But when your mind is thinking about everybody else, you're not thinking about the job that you need to do. As I tell all of my players that I work with, mind your own business and worry about yourself. Don't worry about what everybody else is supposed to do. They can worry about that. You need to stay focused on your job and what you need to do. If every player has this mindset of worrying about themselves, then everybody will do their job. There's no need to add any pressure to the situation of thinking about your teammates and what they need to do. Make sure you trust that your teammates will do their job, your coaches will do their job, and in return, know that your teammates and your coaches trust you to do your job. Let me know, can you remember a time where you were in a big pressure situation? What are some strategies that you like to use to calm your nerves? Leave a comment below and I'll be sure to reply back with my thoughts. I don't want you to miss out on your free guide before you go. If you look down in the description area, you'll find that there's a free baseball equipment guide. And this is for any players who have any questions about the equipment that we use in baseball, or if you have any questions on how to find your perfect fit for a bat or a glove or anything else. There's also a free 2-hour practice plan for coaches who are looking for some help with their practices and making them more efficient and making the most out of the time that they have. Be sure to grab your free guide down below. I know your time is valuable, so thank you for spending some of it with me today. I hope this video gave you some clarity on different strategies you can use to calm yourself the next time that you find yourself in a big pressure situation, so you can own the moment. I'll see you next week for another edition of the Bullpen Bulletin.